Let us discuss your failures.
Hey guys, long time no see. This is Flying Hawaiian again, doing VOD reviews whenever I get the chance. And today, I just picked this up from Reddit. Someone asked for some help, and I thought they could be more useful in a VOD review than just typing something out. A little lower quality for the VOD, but that's fine. We basically see what's going on. It's a Silver-Moira / Mercy, and it's a 6-stack, and she's just looking for some help, and let's hope we can help her out. Alright, so let's get going. I've already watched it over because I thought it was there's some things that would be better pointed out like visually than just saying in like text.
I'm gonna play the Papega Man.
Rectangle boy.
I'll be
Just
Moira.
go Anna Mercy again.
Oh.
Okay.
Yay. Okay.
Well, Moira Mercy or
I mean, Moira Mercy is pretty fucking bad. Let's go Moira Anna.
okay.
It's also pretty bad, but like,
Let's say I can play something
I mean, it's a
other
lot
than
of healing.
Moira.
it's a lot of healing. Yeah, it's not much of anything else, but it's a lot of healing.
It's like, oh man, if any of you guys die, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
Anna has tons of shit. She's got anti-sleep, like her gun can 3-shot a 200 health hero. So saying this is just straight heals. Yes, this is an abundance of heals, but Anna's anti is huge. Like that's probably one of the best abilities in the game, because you can push on that and just completely wipe out a team. So you know, this isn't bad. What is your
I can
comp?
switch to BAP if
Sorry,
feel like
Ryan
it's
Zarya.
more-
And your DPS were Hanzo,
Can you?
I
I
May
got a piece of charcoal.
and
Pog
Genji.
not gonna
May,
lie.
Genji. Let's see that's fine.
I think high ground is
Yeah,
overrated
we'll
on this
see.
map
For the most.
because you just
Well,
give them
so
free
Genji's gonna get a
card,
little
they can
tough to
push it all
deal,
the way
but-
out here.
yeah.
Here, Ron, I'm with you.
Here?
I'm with you, Ink. I'm with
I'm
you,
with you,
Ink.
Ren.
I'm with you.
Or going in
Help
and
Ink,
going
help
right
Ink,
on
help Ink,
the.
help Ink. Huge, huge, huge. On Ink, on this Hanzo, hands on
Mercy
Hanzo.
goes purple.
Ryan's frozen. He's one.
Ryan's low, Ryan's
Sigma's
low.
low.
Alright, we
Sigma's
need to
low.
we need to
No.
pull back to second point.
No, like when the whole point of doing like a forward hold is to basically die on payload. You don't want it to move and you lose the fight. Like, see, it's getting movement and you're gonna die anyway. The whole point, like teams do, like the hold spawn doors right off the start, is to shave off like a minute and not have the payload move at all. So, like, this is bad. This and this happening at the same time is bad. You should either be living or the payload should not be moving. So you're like, Zarya should have died on point. You should die on point. Everyone should just die on point. Didn't really sound like you guys had planned this from the beginning, so everyone's like all fuzzled. But yeah, you just all want to die on point, and like, I mean, you want to win that fight, obviously, but if you're not gonna win it, you die on point, so it doesn't move at all, and they only start moving the payload once everyone's dead.
Yeah, this is why I hate high ground.
Alright.
Down with me. Down with me. Down with me. All right.
And it was tough because like no one was really set up for it.
Need help.
Looked like it was you, May, and Ryan, and then like Zarya came from another side, and I have no idea what Genji was.
Are both your healers?
Coming back
Um,
with Zarya?
So like that's tough because like you want to heal both of them, and like Zarya was over here and Ryan's like over here. Like it's already past the point, but like, you know, I mean, she came from the front of the payload and he came from the doors, and like they should be together. Like May, Ryan, and Zarya like together for you to heal would be it's optimal. Also don't know why he like. I mean, I guess did he get someone with the charge? I don't know, but
Back out, back out, back out.
Yeah, I'm backing.
like the enemy Ryan, I think pushed you back with
I'll
his
have bubble for
charge.
you, Ink. I got it now. Go in. Help Ink, help Ink, help Ink. You gotta touch.
So I'm gonna be real with you, Mineral.
Yo, it's huge! Oh, it's huge! Big slam, big slam, big slam!
Throw their flag.
Huge slam! He fucking huge, dude.
Where, Lucio?
I mean, there's nothing right
Fucking
now
get his
I
ass, go,
really
get
want to
him,
point
get
out.
him, go, get in there, get him.
Like the fade was a little slow, so like
Link, I got it now. Go in.
So you're helping Orion come in.
Helping?
You hear her, and like this thing's coming here. So you, like this fade, like you know he's coming this way.
Helping, you gotta touch.
You're just lucky, like he grabs your Zarya instead of you. You're instantaneously though worried about the person that's charged. That's good mentality. I just had I just reviewed someone on Reddit, but just not a VOD, where he just didn't care about someone that was getting slammed by a Doomfist and stuff. It's like, pay attention to the person that's like taking tons of damage. So that's good that you instantly think about the person that's taking a ton of damage. And then like your touching point
Big
really.
slam, big slam. Huge slam. He had... Fucking huge, dude.
Come here, Lucio.
Fucking get his ass, go, get him, go, get in there, get him.
You can go with him.
Forward.
You can go.
Not too far forward.
You can go with them. Like they still have plenty of people still staggered, so you can go with him to like whoever that was, Deanna, to help him out.
Okay, we're feeding.
Hang on.
Alright, the Reaper race out. Back out.
Here, I'll
You're
bubble
right.
you. I'll bubble you.
Thing I hated. This guy does too many of these. I already watched the VOD. He does this so much. And like one or two, it's fine, but doing this every single time is
You see that, Ryan?
a problem. So like, he's way out of position. Now you're out of position because you stayed with him. I would have just instantly faded back wherever he went. Maybe even across here, try not to let the Reaper see you and get back to your team this way. Because you're just out of position out here. So if Orion's like doing like one of these flanky charges, you do not want to be with him because he's going to do that. He's going to charge away. And now you're left in no man's land.
Reaper behind.
Nice, Ryan. One.
Baited, dude.
And also that's not behind because behind for you guys is here towards your spawn. That's completely in front. So if like let's say your Anna's here and she's like, where's the Reaper? So just be aware of where you are when you're doing these flanks. Like that's not behind for the team.
I mean, Rissa can die. She's one. She's weak.
Nice.
On no nade.
Ryan, I'm or something. Reaper on me.
I would have ulted too. You faded into it. So the ult's fine. Like you see injured here. People are taking damage. It's kind of hard. You don't have orbs. So you want to try to combo orb and that. Like so, using the orb here, I wouldn't have done.
He's high ground.
Like on this Reaper, I wouldn't have just. Because it's not going to do anything. You're not going to fight him. Like you are not going to fight him. You can't fight a Reaper. So this is just really a waste. You already have ult, so you're not getting any ult charge. It's doing nothing. So then right here you could like throw a healing orb and try to heal this person up really quick as possible, or a damage orb and try to damage through everybody here. It would have gotten more value.
I mean, Rissa can die. She's one. She's weak.
Nice.
On no nade.
Ryan, I'm or something. Reaper on me. Reaper.
And then you fade into it, but I don't know. Let's just say you don't die, because everyone else would have died. You fade out here. Who's alive? Just your Zarya to pocket. Like you're not gonna really be pocketing this person at all. She has Grav, but you don't have that. This would have been tough. Yeah, you wouldn't have won anyway.
Touch point. No.
I couldn't touch. I got Grav.
Panda.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Where it at?
Already.
I thought you said she's just all about healing.
On.
Somebody I missed, I think.
I don't know.
Don't be too rough on him.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
like.
not. I'm just asking a question.
Is Reaper's left side are
So, to kind of go on his point, since you guys don't really talk about it, and since you're a six stack, I kind of like when people are together as a group and someone does like a VOD review for this. I like to talk about the group in general a lot more than I would in a single VOD review, because I mean you're a team, so I assume maybe some other people would see this on your team and stuff like that. So, you guys don't have a defensive ult like a Lucio or a Zen. So for things like Reaper ult, they're pretty avoidable. So Sleep Dart, yes, but you guys need to be tracking that. So help your Anna track that. Say what ults they have. Try to keep track of ults. And when you think they have Reaper ult, tell your Anna, hey, I think they have Reaper ult. Save your Sleep Dart or something like that. So that's like, because that's the thing you're gonna need. because she said she used it already. She didn't have it on cooldown. So, that's a team effort to track ults. Bap too with his field, but Reaper will burn through that, so you have to target him quickly once you put down the field.
On
Alright.
right side of my thing.
Okay.
Reaper's up top.
Yeah, he's high ground on top of the ship. Alright, I've got Grive here. I'm looking.
I don't like the way your team is playing here. Like, there's people up here and people here. Like, Zarya and Ryan should be like pushing right here, and with you and Anna keeping them. You have a Doom that can flank and stuff like that.
On top of the ship. Alright, I've got Grive here. I'm
See, because
looking.
like you're super exposed here when you do that, and it's just because Ryan decides to be there.
I'm looking.
Luckily, they don't see you.
Hanzo.
Reaper behind. No, I'm full of
You're
shit.
kinda
Sorry.
like-
Left.
You get kind of lost here
He's up top.
Yeah, he's high ground.
because
Top of the ship.
because I think what you want to do is pocket your Ryan. That's what you want to do, and that's basically what Moira does want to do. So I wouldn't say you're wrong in wanting to do that, but your Ryan does these flanks that you can't go
Alright,
on,
I've got Grive here. I'm looking.
and so
Okay.
you get kind of lost. You're like, I want to go over there, but I'm going to die. I'm taking damage.
Reaper behind. No, I'm full of shit.
Hanzo
Sorry.
top left. Hanzo top left. Hanzo is above.
Hang on.
You can
Can
heal
I
yourself
get
up.
help with Hanzo?
Got him.
Got him.
I will assert dominance.
Here, I got you.
Yeah, so like you were just completely lost that fight. What I would have done is just pocket your Zarya and just try to do as much damage as possible with him doing that slam.
Room, dude, just slap that shit on the desk.
There
I'm
he
gonna go
goes
for the top
again.
rope.
From the top rope. Here, dear, I'll bubble you.
Anna, wanna top me off?
Oh,
No.
brought bad
Okay.
timing.
That's my bad.
So like your Zarya is here. Your Ryan is on ship. He's on ship.
Oh,
No.
Unless you
brought
do.
bad.
Where is your Ryan? Where
Timing.
is your Ryan? I think if I remember he's over here, like up top here. It's just
That's my bad.
if they don't find out, but like it's so predictable now. Like the enemy team should be looking for it. Yeah, he's up here. So you're taking damage. That's fine. But you don't want to be up here. Your Anna should be up here, and you should be down there. So, no, Anna's over there, so that's fine. But you need to be healing down here. You can use this as hard cover because you can't do anything. You can't reach them here. So, like, what you probably should have done is trying to come up to the top rope here, like he said. Just stuff doors or something like that if you really want to. And you have the Rhine here, you have the Zarya, the bubbles, and you right here healing them. You can have the Reaper like right here or up here. Doomfist like looking for a little thing here, and Anna's up here so she can heal up there. But it's so wonky with like the only people I think are in position are Anna, and Reaper, and Zarya kind of. Like I don't know. Doomfist is okay because he can exist anywhere and do a thing. But I would just like because they're pushing onto your team and you're taking tons of damage and your Ryan's just
Okay,
not
I'll have
shielding.
bubble for next. Okay.
And then like I would have just gone back into the ship. It has a mini up there. You could healed up and
Ryan, I'm
then
with you. Ink, I'm ready.
Yeah,
pocket
go.
your Zarya.
On the Orisa.
Nice. They used that.
And then like things like that. So if there's a flanker on your team, a Genji, a Tracer, a Reaper, that's behind the enemy team at crit, who cares? Who cares? Because now you have no fade. That's your get out of jail free card. And instead of using your fade to get out of jail, you use your fade to get in jail. So now you're screwed. You're completely screwed. That Reaper has fade. Hopefully, if he did it right. And if he doesn't, then that's his mistake. You're throwing your life after his mistake.
They use nades. They're all anti.
Yeah, you win this. You win these. You win these. Easy clap.
Help me on this one.
Okay.
Get the Reaper, get the Reaper! He's mortal, he could die, he's mortal!
I'm coming back.
When I say I'm the best Reinhardt in the Discord, I mean it.
We're double main heals.
Coming back.
So like, it's kind of like some of the. I think one of the things I want to talk about is that fade usage. One sec. Okay. So, the ideal use of fade is if you get caught out, let's say by a flanker or something, and you start taking damage. When you start taking damage like this, you want to use fade to get back to your team and be safe. You know, heal yourself back up, blah blah blah. You don't want it to go like this and end up here. If you end up here, you're screwed. You have no fade and you can't escape. Okay, so basically, you want to use fade to get away from danger. And so you always want to have that, like, where you're fading, is it safe to be there?
Do you want me to
I
switch?
think Ink is better at Ryan than you are, but that's okay.
I can swap if you want.
Milk.
No.
Do you want us to swap?
Okay. Okay, you ready to...
Sorry, give me line of sight.
Ink, I need some help. Ink, I need some help!
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
God.
I got you.
I made some help.
I got you. No, I don't. Sorry.
I'm dead already.
The
So,
Reaper's
like,
up top.
you know, that's just, again, like, the team not fighting together. So, like, I would, if you want to play Moira with them, tell them to group up. You need your tanks together. You know, Ryan should have been shielding him so he could escape, and you could be together and healing both of them. It's just, see, their out of syncness is hurting you being able to heal them properly.
Reaper's up top.
Back
Reaper's up top.
One. Yeah, I saw that.
Alright, just reconvene at back of point B, or not.
Alright.
Oh, that's winnable.
Don't mind me.
Help Ink.
Sorry, I'm coming.
Pocket him,
Oh,
pocket
sorry.
No, I mean,
Sorry.
it's all right. I mean, the call out already was made to run away, so you ran
Pocket
away.
him.
I thought it wasn't
Here,
winnable.
I'm above you. Come here. I'm above you. Come here.
Okay. Come back.
No,
come
I
back.
mean, it's
Yeah,
no,
no,
you're just
no,
feeding.
Back
Nope.
out. Back out.
Yeah,
Ink's
like
just
the
making
the
double
call out
moves
was
back.
to fall back, so you fall back.
Alright.
If
And
if
almost
they
went-
shouldn't be
Take
making
charge,
call
take
outs,
charge.
then they shouldn't be making call outs. But the call out was made to fall back, so you fall back.
I
Support,
bullied
I
you.
would've been fine.
That was ping, dude.
You can you want to heal yourself, but I mean it wouldn't matter anyway. But you will notice too, you don't tend to heal yourself up with your own orb. It's really odd because I saw you again, I think earlier at 75 health, and you had orb up and you didn't heal yourself up.
I need.
Oh, Reaper's behind.
Alright, I'll keep an eye out.
Alright, they're using ultimates. This is good. They're using ultimates.
Alright. Okay.
They used
Alright, we haven't-
Blossom and Riser.
I mean it's so this is the first time you guys talk about ults, and Reaper has ulted twice.
Yeah, we haven't seen
Alright,
Trance,
cool,
we haven't
free
seen
ult
Bomb,
charge.
we haven't seen Bongo, and we haven't seen Window.
No, I mean it's good that you guys are doing that, but do it from the very beginning. Very beginning. After the first
Pretty
fight,
split
ask
here.
yourselves who
Oh
did
my
tons of
God.
damage, who didn't. You know, what enemy ults are coming online, what ults are online
Aye.
for us.
I'm discorded,
I'm
I'm
dead
discorded,
here,
I'm
I'm
discorded,
dead.
I'm discorded.
Turn around and go back.
Heal yourself.
I was
Heal
split, I
yourself.
couldn't-
Heal
Dear,
yourself.
help, dear, help,
We're
dear.
not.
Sorry.
And then you walk away from the heal. So yeah, you can totally heal yourself there. And also, when you're like
Pretty split
escaping
here. I
things
think I
like
might
this,
Split out.
so right here you can shoot it in the direction you're walking.
I'm discorded,
I'm
I'm
dead
discorded,
here,
I'm
I'm
discorded,
split.
I'm discorded.
Turn around and go back.
I was split. I couldn't. Dear, help, dear, help,
We're
dear.
not.
Sorry.
I would have just you can just stay in there. So you want to use hard cover as much as possible. So hard cover will never go away. Hard cover is always there and it will always protect you. Rhine shield, well, especially with like brain dead Rhines, they do not exist. So you can be in here, you can just stay in here and heal out this door onto your team. How do they kill you? I mean, they need to send a flanker all the way around, and then you can just fade out and come back over here and hide behind this pillar. So, like, you want to use hard cover because standing here is basically in the open. Yes, you have a Rhine shield, but you know, he doesn't like using it apparently. And tons of damage is just going to come and hit you in the face. Oops. It's my bad. We are here.
I was split. I couldn't. Dear, help! Dear, help!
We're
Dear.
not.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
Literally,
You don't need to
like,
stand
4
directly
HP
like
here.
in a
Sorry.
line. You can just use hard cover
Not
to
like
like
a ton I can do.
block the line of
Stop
sight.
shooting and turn around.
Alright. I'm gonna pop Coalescence and then I'm gonna swap.
Watch that Zen.
Alright.
Dear, you're low.
They have bongo.
Watch bomb! Watch
Alright.
bomb! Watch bomb! Watch bomb!
Damn it, sorry.
I mean that's pretty obvious. Like once a diva goes like that, you don't really need a follow up. You kind of know. Like you said, you already tracked it too. Remember last fight you said you haven't seen bomb. You know you haven't seen diva ult, so you can instantly right then when she's doing that look for where your hard cover is.
On the
That was let's see where this bomb lands.
Diva's frozen on point.
It lands right here, so I don't know if this is safe. You were here when it started, so this would have been a tough one. Because I don't think here is safe. I think thing covers it. Think you can get back into spawn or maybe back here, but you want to look for your hard cover.
Moira
Drop
and
in the ball.
Zarya are the last two people to die. They should be dying from bomb.
I mean, you're in coal, so you didn't have fade.
I made a
I
bad
didn't have
choice. I
personal off
apologize.
cooldown.
I mean, like people also should not be like, you stop. Like you're in a fight. Don't tell someone else they messed up or something. Like, focus on the fight. Who are we shooting?
They're purple?
On the soldier, on the soldier. Can
Alright.
I get some
Okay,
heals?
on the soldier.
Thank you. Wow, that was a balls
Wait, why is the Reaper not dying?
Because I thought we were on soldier.
I'm on to you.
Reaper's purple?
Rissa has no...
Yeah, you guys are just, I mean, all over the place. So how you come back from these is you have to focus fire on someone. And, like, May apparently was on Soldier. Someone was complaining about Reaper, why he's not dying. So I assume that's the other DPS. And, like, Hammond's over here shooting this. I got... Like, these things need a tighter focus. And obviously it's going to be tough in gold to get that done. But you're a 6-stack. So it should be easier for communication. When it's like this, someone needs to be calling like soldier, 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 and just keep people focused on a target. Well, you'll without focus you'll lose 10 out of 10. With focus you'll lose 8 out of 10. You know, it's not. I need to turn that off. There we go. But yeah, so what we saw with our Moira play here is positioning wise, you're not using hard cover enough, and I don't really want to talk about orb throws or anything. I mean, you're not using it to heal yourself. Like, let's first use orbs like correctly before we start talking about how to bounce them and everything. Your ults weren't bad. They are basically at the timings I would expect you to use them. Target focus is also not that bad. I mean, your team needed the healing, so you basically focused on that.
I'm still stalling. I'm telling you, man, Reaper needs nerfed. Nerf Reaper.
But if you're asking me what,
Sorry guys, I made a
Did I
bad
How
call.
did we
about
die to
it?
the bomb?
I don't think I did. Like,
I didn't.
Okay.
have
if you're
personal.
asking like, do I need to play Moira? Like, if you're looking to play something else besides Moira, there, based on the characters you had, I would have gone Lucio, to speed my tanks around and have a defensive ult. And Lucio's pretty good at protecting the Ana. Like, let's say Reaper gets on her, you boop the Reaper away, and then you speed Ana away from the area. So that's what I probably would have been doing, is playing Lucio in that situation with that team comp. Moira's not a terrible pick, no. That's fine. But if you're looking for something else, maybe a Lucio, I want to give that a try if you can play him.
And I didn't know where to go for cover. I was panicking.
I tried to get there as quickly as I could.
I made a bad decision with regards to positioning and wasn't fully aware of where my Rhine was.
Yeah,
Okay.
never rely.
I mean, your Ryan, like,
never rely on Ryan.
your Ryan was one way, and then he did like a 180 to switch the other way to a way he thought was protecting the team. My only advice is what I've learned throughout playing like tanks all the way up like that is against even nukes and like McCree ults stuff like that. Stand still. Just pick a position, stand still, and if your team can get behind you, that's great. Well, not for McCree ults, but like for a Diva Bomb, just pick a place and act as another wall, and your team can then have time to figure out where you are and hide behind you if they need to. But like he at the last second flicked from one way to another, so that you were expecting him to be one way, and then he suddenly turns, and that miscommunication can again gets you killed. For McCree ults, well, no one should stand behind the shield, because if McCree holds it long enough, the first shot will break the shield, so anyone else hiding behind the shield will die. So you only hold it up for Azrine to get people to hard cover, and then if you are behind a Rhine and there's a McCree, get behind the hard cover that he's taxing you to, because it will only protect him or whoever's the most far right. So if you, from McCree's perspective, so you're left, because that's where the first shot is on the right side of McCree, and so if someone's like on the left side of the shield, you can survive, but you basically killed your Rhine because the shield breaks and then Ryan gets shot in the face.
Ryan, ever.
Yeah.
That is the last thing to ever do. I'm not just talking about me. That's every Ryan you'll ever play with.
Yeah,
Unless they prove otherwise.
Nope.
Yeah,
No, not even then.
Alright,
But I mean, as Ryan, you should know that people are going to try to use your shield, because sometimes that's the only thing you can use. So, like I said, pick a position, stick it, and hopefully people can figure out where you are if they need to use you and use you.
Yeah, I didn't have personal off cooldown.
Yeah.
It was like right when I used personal. The bomb came out.
Moira, did you have Fade or no?
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch the video.
Okay.
You're in coal, so you couldn't use
I
Fade.
might have.
Because if you didn't, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just be more mindful, especially when you know
No,
they have
I-
a diva.
Yeah.
Because whether you're behind shield or not, just fade when it's about.
I think you know to fade when a bomb
What
happens.
do you think? Actually gonna play or with it?
Okay, so let's talk about how it's gonna go instead of talking about that like bomb.
Okay.
Like, what combos do we want to do? Like this,
Throw it out. I'll get him.
like these type of things are like talked about if you're like a real team. If you're a real team, you talk about this like after the game. In the middle of the game, you talk about how you're gonna win from here. After the game, you can kind of talk about, all right, what mistakes do we make? Why did we die here? Stuff like that. So like, who do you want to pocket? You have a Hanzo, I'd probably be pocketing him. You might be able to pocket your Reaper, but if he goes on mad flanks, you don't want to. You have a Hog, so you can.
Unlucky.
Like, you have a lot of damage boost.
He's being pocketed. This McCree's being pocketed.
I'm with Zari. I'm with Arisa.
Okay, ready to pull again, Ink?
And like,
Viewers has
On the hog, on the hog, on the hog, on the
Alright,
hog.
Like, you're not switching to damage at all.
You're purple. You're purple.
you switch to damage boost.
On the Ana, on the Ana, on the Ana.
This Ash up here is farming all.
Anna's in the pit. Anna's in the pit.
Okay, I'm ready to pull again. Are you ready?
You're also like
Just-
right in
just
the
use
open.
Oh, you just used it. Okay.
Alright.
Ursa dies.
Hanzo, give me line of sight.
You ready again?
Pulling.
No, like that Hanzo, like he's on his own. If he wants healing, he can come to you. But yeah, you were just out in the open, so like you're just out in the open here. Your Moira has the right idea. By healing behind this hard cover and spraying here, you could also be here and just damage boosting. So you also, when they're purple, your heal does nothing. So they were purple.
I'm with Arisa.
So like every time you get people healed up, especially with Moira, switch to blue beam. Blue beam's just
Okay,
someone.
ready to pull again, Ink?
So you heal them up, and then I'd switch to
On the
blue beam.
hog, on the hog, on the
They're
hog, on the
they're
hog.
purple. You can't heal them. You can't heal them. It's this does nothing. So switch to blue beam on the Hanzo or something.
Purple. You're purple. You're purple. You're purple. You're purple.
They're
don't
on
have
a
life.
lamp.
On the Anna.
This Ash up here is farming.
Anna's in the pit.
Okay, I'm ready to pull again. Are you ready?
I just used it.
Oh, you just used it. Okay.
Alright.
Ursa dies.
Hanzo, give me line.
Yeah, like, and so you die because you're out in the open. Like, you die because you're out in the open. You want to be using hard cover to like get around here, and then once you're here, you kind of like want to squish up against your tanks to use the shield. The Hanzo didn't ask for healing, and so I wouldn't worry about him until there was line of sight.
Line of sight.
You ready again?
Pulling.
Ursa no gold?
Like, see, like,
Hey, I got
Ash
it
is just
again.
like, what the hell is this Mercy doing? She's right in the open. I can easily shoot her.
Give me a second. Okay, I'm ready.
God damn it. Alright. Get on the Anna. She's like out in the open with no shielding. There we go.
I have coalescence.
Alright. Hogs
Where's
and
the creep?
Hogs right. Hogs right.
I'm ulting.
McCree's
Ursa can
behind.
die. Got her.
McCree's behind.
Creep behind. He's holding.
On the Mercy.
It's tough. When I first watched this, I forgot about the hog.
I'm
So
ulting.
this hog pushes you.
She's like out in the open.
You fly in.
No shielding. There we go.
I have coalescence.
This hog comes on you, and
Hogs
you
and
try to get away.
Hogs right.
I'm ulting.
McCree's
Ursa can
behind.
die. Got her.
There may be better reactions. You could have seen the shots coming from behind you, but you're silver. There's other things I would rather work on than that quick reaction time there.
Behind.
It's just
McCree's
a little
behind.
unfortunate of a flank and getting you.
He's holding.
On the
And he
Mercy.
just
On the Mercy.
walks. Okay, he didn't flank. He literally just walked past your team and killed you.
On the hog.
Okay.
On the hog. Got him.
I'm 100 HP. Okay, I got it. I'm good.
Coming back from spawn.
Ash is one. Kill her.
Nice.
Huge dragon.
There's blue beam.
Yeah, someone stay cart.
Alright.
Oh, the Kree's up top. He's just standing in the corner, being a little idiot.
Okay, I got pulling 2. Are you ready?
Yeah. 3,
Okay, I'm pulling.
2,
Get ready.
1. Oh wait.
I'm with Reaper.
Nothing. Watch the Ash.
I'm gonna be dropping
Okay,
soon.
I'm ready again. I'm ready.
On the hog. Hog down, burn the barrier.
Watch Bob. Focus Bob. Oh, he's nanoed.
Looks like you're doing a little more blue beam now, which is good.
I'm with Hanzo.
We don't die to Bob here. Hog.
I'm not dead.
It's fine, but the only thing I don't like is like you're right in the open.
Alright.
So your positioning
Kree's one behind.
is
Booker's down.
pretty terrible.
Hog.
So this you ult, and remember they have an Ash? You just hang around here. Look at, and the McCree, they had a McCree. Like, look at this fire. They have also Orisa damage coming this way. Like, you're just out in the open. You can still do everything you're doing now, but just go a little higher and hang out like right here against this the ship, and then you can heal down and do the same thing, but be completely safe. So you need to be thinking about your position even in Valk. At lower levels, people miss Mercies and Valk, so like I don't think people really realize how vulnerable you are just out in the open.
I'm not dead.
Hog needs to die.
Alright.
McCree's one behind.
Booker's down.
On the Mercy.
Alright.
Just on the Mercy.
Alright,
Mercy card.
closing our
Mercy card.
Hanzo?
Booker's down.
Mercy cart. Yeah.
You did blue beam a lot better that fight, though.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I will say.
Pull top left.
Wait,
Nothing.
Get out of
no
there.
way.
Sports, get out of there. Sports, get out of there.
Where's Hanzo?
Alright. Hanzo's top left.
Hanzo's behind. You dropped.
I got yoinked.
So, I mean, you knew they were there. Like, see,
Three,
like,
one.
I think it's really good to see from the DPS perspective, the enemy DPS perspective. If you have like the replays, like go back and watch them and just watch them from the enemy DPS. Like when I want to VOD review a game for myself, or just I'm always curious about all other perspectives. Like I watch, it takes me like 2 hours to go through a VOD sometimes because I'll watch everyone's perspective,
Hanzo's
and
top
I
left,
want to
Hanzo's
see
top left, Hanzo's top
what the
left.
Hanzo's
enemy
behind.
DPS see because that tells you how they're playing and how
You dropped.
exposed you are. Like, look at, they're right there. You know they're up there. They just killed your Reaper. You were up there and you flew away, but you stayed out here in the open. Look how exposed you are.
Cree one.
And then you flew, like, so where could you have been? Where could you be to be safe? There's a shield here. You can be like right here healing, but there's an enemy Moira there. You can kind of be here poking, because beam stays connected even if you lose line of sight, so you can kind of like poke, connect, poke, trying to be farther back. But I mean, this fight was also pretty lost soon too, because I think you got so many picks off of you.
McCree on cart.
Got him.
Hog next.
I'm down.
They use lamp.
Lamps down.
Yeah.
Wait, they're
You're half
rezzing
heals.
the Cree. They're rezzing the
Oh
Cree.
yeah, is that?
Got you.
Cree dead again.
Yep.
No.
Hog behind cart.
I'm just seeing things.
He's
Hog no vape.
Yeah. I'm just seeing things. Sweet damage. Damage boosted Moira is actually.
Oh, I'm
pretty
dead
good.
here.
on
I'm
the
good.
lamp. On the lamp.
Lamp dead.
Nice.
Yo,
You
Mercy
I don't
needs to
Like,
die.
like.
Listen, no
you-
golden.
The only thing is like the positioning is so in the open. Like, look what
Mercy
enemy
needs
team
to
is. You
die.
want to not have them be able to see
The
you.
Mercy's in the air. I can't.
Luckily, they just didn't shoot at
Alright, I'm
you.
falling back.
But so let's look at this again. Mercy, and this is what you want to be doing. So like,
Let me get you
you want to be using hard cover
damage
like this. So you are kind of like this. You're like this, or like this. You want to be like this. You want to be at an off angle using hard cover, and then like fly over here, and then I haven't even seen you really do the GA jump, let alone like I wouldn't really worry about the super jump. It's hard. I'm doing like it's a little delayed because I'm doing from the Xbox to the TV, but you can do a regular jump like that. Just so a lot of them I see you kind of like just doing this, and then you're just stuck here when you should be looking for your cover. So it's like that. It's like this, and then you jump, and then you use this cover, and then see like it stays connected. So you can like peek, stay behind cover, peek.
Damage increase.
You just have to re-catch the thing again, and then if you get pushed, oh, now I'm over here.
You've got this.
You know, and the same thing with the Valve. You were kind of like just like here, when you could be like this, using the area as a cover. You always want to be thinking about, can the enemy see me, and how do I avoid their shots?
Yeah, we don't have any hit skin.
Drum and mineral that comes on you guys. Or Moira.
Can you pull her for me?
What were they talking about? It's all following you guys.
I'm watching for it.
I think if I remember correctly, he's talking about
I need to
killing
go.
people, which
got you,
is
I've got you.
everyone's job, including
Left
tanks.
side, ready?
Can you pull her? Yeah, I'm watching.
There's a McCree behind on top. Left side
I
up
think
top.
it's one of your tanks who like
I see him.
it's always someone else's fault. His.
Got him. Okay, I don't have hook yet.
Honestly, I probably would have just already ulted. Your team's having so much trouble just
Hanzo,
getting
you
out these
on site?
doors. If you've ulted too, you
behind
could
you.
easily heal your
Give me line
Onzo
of
too.
sight.
Okay, well now you don't need to ult. So you guys use that, but I probably would have ulted there, because your team is just having so much trouble getting out of these doors.
I'm
So,
watching
like,
for it.
Left left side.
So
I need
like,
to
he's
I've got you. I've got you.
taking tons of damage. He has
Left
healers
side, right?
on him,
Can you pull her? Yeah,
so
I'm
he's
watching.
obviously stepping out into a position he can't step out to.
Right behind, on top. Left side, up top.
I see him. I see him. Got him. Okay, I don't have hook yet.
So you're up one. Yeah, so like once I got that res, maybe even before that, I would have just valked, resed, and then just told my team to push forward because you're up one right now. You got the McCree.
Right.
And then like
Hanzo,
if you're
give me line of
valking,
sight. I'm behind.
that would
Give
be
me line of sight.
that's a hard angle. Like you're getting hyper focused on like this sniper who isn't in your line of sight, and you're trying to wiggle your way to his line of sight. You need to be in the correct position and then let him come to you for a line of sight. Because this whole fight, you just took yourself out of. Like, well, you were dancing back here while your team actually did something.
Alright, cool.
So you need to be with your team. And even if you're a team, you can see your Hanzo a lot easier than the direction you were going. But even if you couldn't, it's his job to come get into your line of sight from your safety vantage point. Because healers are the most important, and the main tank. But the main tank's going to be at the front line. So like healers are going to protect themselves, and DPS need to come find them. You don't need to fall that far
damn
back.
it. Okay, you can't get anything.
Oh, man.
Where?
That was my fault. That was my fault.
Where was he? You're at a shield. Did you guys? Did he break the shield? Like, did the hog get the shield broken and then everyone else died? Like I said about the Reinhardt.
Oh damn!
It's hard to tell
Okay, you can't get
because.
anything.
No, shield's still there. You saw that. You saw shield still there. Is he up here?
Oh, man.
That was my fault. That was my fault. That was my fault. I
Resing
should've-
Moira?
Was he up top? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't
That
know.
was my fault. I messed
don't
up the whole time.
You did fine. You took hard cover
And I didn't hook
when
right.
there was a high noon. Your rest of your team didn't.
I halted him just enough.
Yeah, yeah. It was my
So
fault.
I don't. I mean, I don't. Nothing you could do.
Wait, so did you halt the McCree?
I
into the
halted
high
him
noon?
because I knew he had hook.
Yeah.
What?
You knew he had
That's
hook.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you talk about it at all.
I saw him, and then.
You didn't know he had
I
hook. You
missed
just
my
hoped he
hook.
had
I
hook.
mistimed it.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I follow. Sorry.
Yeah.
McCree is
Oh,
top
yeah,
right.
out.
Use my E quick enough.
Oh, let's see. Like right there, the jump. Like he just flew and stood there. So like fly, press the jump button, and you can get over here very quickly. But this was a lost fight anyway, so either you get out or you die.
Yeah, back out, back
So it's
out,
not
back
like
out,
dying
back
is
out.
not that big of a deal.
Make right click.
But I would
Back to
probably
spawn.
try to push out with Valk.
Make
No
right.
reason
Because
to
your
fight
team
them.
is having such an issue to get out of these doors. So I would just Valk to get out.
Where's that Cree? I want him. Come here, bitch!
Yeah, that's
Fuck
a
you.
We have one. Now we can move in.
Alright,
On
coming
the
with you,
hog, on the
coming with
hog,
you,
on the
coming with
hog.
you.
Lamp, lamp, lamp. Avoid that.
Okay.
Ah,
We're still.
you need to move back when
we're
that
even,
like
we're even,
almost
we're even.
touched you.
Not really, no.
Alright, cover me.
Hog's frozen on my side.
Resing hog,
Hog's
resing
frozen
hog,
left
resing
side.
hog.
Hog's frozen left side.
You guys are even.
Alright.
Like, you
Hanzo
could have
behind,
used
Hanzo
Valk
behind,
Lamp.
Hanzo
Like-
behind.
Oh,
10 times by now.
Is right
I don't know.
fucking there,
Why are
dude.
you holding on to it? Like you could have Valked when I said you could have Valked before and have Valk back now.
Okay, I almost have another whole hog.
Yeah.
He's
Hold on,
gonna
I
have
just
another
want to keep on,
dragon.
like, dying before we
And they're
start
gonna
a
have
fight.
another.
You should have had at least one more Valk
Alright.
before this game
Yeah,
was
Blizzard,
over.
I
yeah,
knew.
Blizzard.
So this is just holding on to your
Yeah,
ult
we're coming
for
up
too
on
long.
5 ultimates.
So I'd ask yourself why you held on to this for so long.
So, I'm just gonna stand next to our Moira. I don't know how you keep on dying so fast,
Oh.
but
Alright,
We okay.
cover me,
Give
resing
me res, I'm
reset,
body blocking,
resing
I'm
reset,
body
resing
blocking,
reset.
res, I'm body blocking.
Got her, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Go, go, go.
Alright,
Okay, go, go. Press
3,
W, press
2,
W, press
1.
W.
Alright,
Go.
come on.
just avoid that, avoid that.
Got you.
Where's our Moira?
Going with Hog.
Well, okay.
Hanzo's dead, I got Hanzo.
Coming with you.
Watch out.
Just
LOS
stay
now.
there.
Oh,
You didn't even attempt to leave.
gotta call it out.
For the McCree
Gotta
high noon.
Call it out.
Alright. I'm touching card.
I mean, but that's basically
They're all distracted
game
with
right
me
there,
over
right?
Roadhog's distracted with me.
you could res your Orisa right there. They weren't looking at you.
Alright.
But it probably wouldn't have mattered. But every little bit at the last bit could have been done. So your positioning is just terrible. Like that's the biggest thing when I saw wanted to do it, and I thought like typing was a hard way to explain what I wanted to. So you want to use hardcover, and you're just out in the open when I showed you. So like you know, there were multiple opportunities. There's like hardcover, and then there's a Rhine shield, and you were either here when you could have been here, or you were just out here thinking you were safe and the DPS were on high ground and could just shoot you. Also, your jumping that I wanted to show is that you want to just jump GA bounce. So from hardcover, I mean, there's also super jump, which like I don't even care until like you're diamond, where if you know super jump or not. Because right now you need to know just the regular bounce. You need the guardian angel to a target and then jump to bounce past them to another piece of cover. Your damage boosting, you actually got better as the game got on. So that's usually something that golds and stuff don't do, but you didn't do it at the beginning. When someone's purple, you can't heal them, so just damage boost them and hope they can kill the thing that's killing them. And so you could do it better, obviously, because there was points where you didn't do it, but it's better than I would have expected. And so that's Mercy. Yeah, just positioning. Like Mercy's all about positioning in her GAs. Like that's how you climb with Mercy. Moira, we already talked about. You know, same thing. Hardcover to heal. And trying to ask your tanks to group up and be more of a unit together, because your heal is piercing, so it heals them up. So I hope that helped out. This is probably not one of my best VODs, but hopefully this team can start working together and clicking. So good luck out there, and I'll see you next time.